welcome back to Prepper Junkie. Today we're going to go over a Trijicon AccuPower 1-8. Let's go ahead and open this up. Before we get started, I do want to thank DOA, Dead On Ammunition, out of St. George, Utah, for lending me this optic so we could review it. Big shout out to them, so thank you very much. So this is not a brand new optic. It does have a mount already added, which we'll go over. First thoughts on this bad boy is it's heavy. Actually, with this mount, it comes in at 34.9 ounces. That is a lot of weight on your rifle. The mount is a Midwest Industries 34mm mount, because the tube actually on this one is a little larger than we're typically used to the 30mm. This is a 34mm tube, so 34mm mount to go with it, obviously. All right, so it comes with bikini covers. If you've seen my other videos, I do not like bikini covers because I always lose them, but it's better than nothing. The construction feels kind of your typical Trijicon rifle scopes. The quality is excellent. There's no doubt about that. I believe it's T6 aluminum. Starting back here, you can see it goes all the way up to 8, and we do have the kind of the standard lever built into Trijicon scopes, which I like. It saves you buying the extra lever, which end up costing you more money. So the action is smooth. No issues there. Very nice. You have a diopter at the back for your clarity. Moving forward here, you have your turrets. Now, these are exposed turrets, but they're lockable. So you basically pull it out, and then you can see if this is how tactile this is. Tactile and audible. So they are nice, and you push them back down to lock. Again, pull up, turn to where you need it to be, push back down, and it locks. I mean, these are great if you want to make adjustments when you're actually out in the field. However, they are rather large up here. They are big adjustments. It's pretty wide here. I mean, you're talking probably a good 3.5 inches wide here for the scope. So it is pretty wide that way. These are big turrets. So yeah, moving forward, you can see here also it's marked Trijicon 1-8x24 is obviously that. It's submersible to 10 feet. So, a lot of us will never need to worry about that, but just so you know. As I said, this is a Midwest Industries 34mm mount, and it's marked 34, Midwest Industries, and it's the QD, so you just push the button down, and they also lift up like that, and they lock in place. Midwest Industries makes great mounts. You'll have no issues with them if you decide to go with them. Without the mount, this weighs in at 25 ounces, the actual scope without the mount, so it's still weighing in at about 2 pounds, or just shy of 2 pounds for a mount, for the scope, so bear that in mind. So these, as I said, are your turrets, and then you have the illumination knob here, and actually you have a so it's got, let's see if we can get the best angle here. So the dot is right here, so you can tell what position you're in. And then, again, these are tactile and audible. And they have, between each setting is an off, so that's really nice. So if you like a particular setting, say number 5, you can switch it off. It goes up to 11 settings, total 11 settings. And it takes a CR2032 battery. And you just take the end off here. It's battery life on maximum, I wrote this down somewhere, is I believe 31 hours on the maximum 11 setting. So I think if you go with like a medium setting, you're probably going to get 250 hours, kind of the standard LPVO red dot lifetime is kind of pretty standard. But yeah, 31 in max setting. So these do come in a red dot and a green dot reticle, I should say. This one does have the green, and I typically am a huge fan of green. Red dots and reticles are just my favorite. The eye relief on these is about 4 inches, so that's always nice. It's coming pretty standard for rifle scopes to have that kind of eye relief on them. The glass is really good, as I said. I've used ACOGs, AccuPowers, AccuPoints. The glass has always been excellent on these higher end scopes. There's nothing to complain about. Edge to edge clarity, very, very nice. Some of the big downsides to this is when I was filming, and I'll roll some footage in, when I was filming yesterday, and a bright day, on setting 11, which is the maximum brightness for this, the reticle washes out. The green, you can't see it. And so if you plan on using this as a 1x for a red dot on a bright day, you're not going to want to use this. It just isn't there for me. And now obviously the reticle is etched, and this has, a nice thick kind of reticle that you might be able to use, just fine without the illumination. But if you want the illumination, again, this is not going to do it for you on a bright day. I was a little disappointed in that. It's definitely not daylight bright. So yeah. So the other thing is, it's a big, heavy optic. Now I realize that the Razor, Vortex Razor, which I have, which I love, it does weigh in about the same, without a mount, about 25 ounces, and plus a mount, you're looking at 30 plus ounces. So it's a heavy optic. But for me, as I say, for the weight of this and not having a daylight bright illumination, it's kind of a no-go for me personally. Now I think that if you're using this as a hunting scope, a 1-8, if you use it for hunting, you're probably fine if you don't need that illumination. It's still a great optic. As I say, it's built like a tank. The quality construction is super nice. Glass clarity is excellent. But as I say, for putting this amount of weight in, and I also feel like a 1-8 is kind of get to the point where it's just maybe a little too much for an AR-15. If you put this on a 308 or something like that, you'd be fine. But for me, personally on an AR-15, I think a 1-8 is kind of pushing it. I think for me, the sweet spot is the 1-6. Personally, you might have different opinions, and that's fine. That's just my thoughts on that. So yeah, the weight is definitely an issue. It's a heavy pig, but everything else is super nice. I mean, you're definitely getting your money's worth. As I say, the construction's awesome. The turrets seem really nice. I do prefer covered turrets, just because I kind of the person that likes to almost set and leave it, and these are probably better for hunting and things like that, or long distance shooting, where you want to make those changes as you go. So yeah, but yeah, it's a nice optic. There's no denying that. Not my favorite. I think there's better options out there. For my needs, this might suit your needs just fine. Oh, sorry, you can't see. It says here 1 click equals quarter MOA adjustments. But yeah, anyway, that is it. If you have any questions, comments on this, please ask them below. I'm always happy to help if I can. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. And you can also follow me at Prepper Junkie, and I put up a lot of deals that I find on ammunition, optics, guns, things like that. And I post like articles and stuff throughout the day also. So that's it. All right, folks. Appreciate you all. Have a great one. Bye.